Well, beloved of the motherfuckers. What is going on, everyone? It is I. It is everyone's favorite jack of all trades, with the fire on mouth coming to urban. And welcome back to another awesome fucking video, guys. I greatly do appreciate it. Before I do dive in this bitch, I want a big special shout out to all of you guys, my viewers, and my subscribers for sticking around watching this shit. It's the reason why I fucking do it for all you guys, so yeah. And as you can see here, we have two of my models that are still in the box. My 1/200 scale USS Arizona, and my newest acquisition from Christmas, my 1/350th scale deluxe version of the Yamato in 1/350th scale. The unboxing will be coming for that in January of 2025, so fucking stay tuned for that shit. Anyway, you're probably wondering, why am I showing you these two ships, and what do they have in common? Well, they're both battleships, and that is the basis of what I'm going to fucking be talking about today, guys, as I have another book review to share with you. But before I do, I want to show you a note. I did go to half price, as you can see here, and I did order something. I ordered a book. It was $31.54 for the motherfucker. I had to pay $7 extra on top of my gift card to get the damn thing. And when I do get this book, I will fucking show it to you. But yeah, I did order one. But the book I'm reviewing today is titled Battleships, 1856 to 1977, by Anthony Preston, illustrated by John Batchelor. And you can see right on the front cover, we have the midsection of the mighty Yamato. So, and right here it says Battleships 1856 to 1977. Battleships 1856 to 1977 describes the rise and fall of the battleship from the ironclad La Gloire, laid down in 1856, to the New Jersey, which saw action during the Vietnam War. The fascinating 19th century period of development is amply covered in his book. The steel freaks leading into developmental dead-end monsters, muzzle-loading guns, and many theories as to how to use three awe-inspiring warships, or how to use these awe-inspiring warships. At Samia, the Japanese triumph showed the way, and Britain's revolutionary HMS Dreadnought, basically the grandfather of all modern battleships, stoked up the naval race. Then in 1914, the battleship entered its great age. However, the clash of the rival fleets at Jutland was inconclusive, and the aircraft and submarine were waiting in the wings. One by one, during the Second World War, the giants slipped away, victims of the new power at sea. From Pearl Harbor to the death of the Yamato, the final chapter was written, but not without some incredible actions and fascinating ships. John Batchelor's full-color illustrations plus photographs, maps, and charts explore the development of the battleship, and Anthony Preston provides the expert text. And right there on the front says, the massive superstructure of the Yamato, the greatest battleship ever built. I don't know about that, but definitely very fucking impressive ship. And of course, as soon as you open the front of the book here, we have what appears to be a Queen Elizabeth class battleship during the interwar periods. And just there you go. And of course, there's your introduction. And of course, as soon as you open up, you can see very impressive illustration of Yamato, like I said, which I have a model kit of there. Basically, here's the contents though, and it describes it from the first ironclads, the birth of the battleship, the Black Snakes of the Channel, broadsides and barbettes, capital ships, lesson in these, Dreadnought, birth of the High Seas Fleet, the battleship's Great War Jutland, adversaries in the Adriatic, the old ships fight back, from Jutland to Scapa Flow, cut down by Washington, the second naval race, Rising Sun, the second test action in the Mediterranean, Twilight of the Kriegsmarine, battleships in the shadow, and the giants slip away. Basically, this book explains in very fucking detail, very vivid fucking detail, which honestly is really amazing because this book being 1977, so being about 47 years old, almost 50-year-old book, does a pretty good job. And it basically outlines, like I said, some of the very first, steam-powered warships. Right here, like the Glory, which is French. And then, of course, you had, right there, the Glory. And then you had the Warrior. Which, in this book, it says the Warrior's hull still survives at Pembroke Dock, Wales, as an oil pontoon. Now, if anybody fucking knows if this ship is still actually around today, if Warrior is still around, that would be fucking awesome to know. That'd be really fucking cool to know if that's still afloat. But anyway, but then you have, like, the first turret ships, You have Monitor, and you have Virginia, which was the Merrimack. There's actually a really cool model kit of these ships. But the development of the battleship, and there's a lot of really neat things too, and a lot of really crazy fucking ideas for warships, including packing these big ass cannons onto a ship. This is HMS Benbow, the last of the Admiral class, and it said they had 16.25-inch guns and only could carry 2 of them, so one up front and one in the back, which is absolutely just weird as fuck. But see, there's the first American battleship, USS Indiana. There's actually, I believe there's 2 or 3 Indianas, but what this book basically, like I've said, this book covers the entire fucking history of the battleship. Right here, the Battle of Tsushima, which is the Japanese versus the Russians, which is really pretty amazing story in itself. Of course, Dreadnought. Of course, the building up of the High Seas Fleet. And of course, the clash at Scapa Flow, not Scapa Flow, but the clash at the Battle of Jutland. Which was pretty indecisive, basically, but, And there's the Batum and the Byron. Those were the largest battleships ever built by Germany in the First World War. You can see there's the Byron sinking to the bottom of Scapa Flow. But, a lot of this, there's HMS Hood. She was the only one of her class, which was the Admiral class heavy battle cruisers that are built. But it also shows other things too, like the Nelson class battleships, which are, in my fucking opinion, the ugliest fucking ships ever built. Absolutely the ugliest fucking things ever built. And of course, the second naval race, there's the pocket battleship, the Admiral Graf Spee. And then there's Strasbourg, Dunkirk, Andrea. And there's Scharnhorst class, North Carolina class. And this is the USS South Dakota, first of the Dakota class. Congo. And it's, like I said, it outlines every fucking thing about the battleships in detail, including how these ships were built, when they were built, why they were built. And of course, we get into, World War II. Of course, here's the Jean Bart, which was one of the 2 Richelieu sisters. As you read through this and actually see all the different ships that are Twilight of the Kriegsmarine. There's the HMS Hood and the DK Bismarck. And of course there is the armor layout for the King George V class versus armor layout of the fucking Bismarck. But as you do read through this book, John Batchelor's the one that did all these amazing fucking pictures, but Anthony Preston gives you a very detailed, history on the rise and the fall of the great, battleships as the backbone of the world's fleets. And this is the Arizona. Of course, she's right there. And of course you have the Repulse, which was a victim of warplanes too. Her and along with the Prince of Wales. And of course we have Iowa class battleships. There's Iowa. The Alabama. The USS Montana, which was never built. Would have been the biggest fucking ships we ever built. There's Nelson. Tennessee. And of course we have Yamato. Absolutely fucking awesome. And there's actually a very detailed story in here about the Yamato's last ride. Basically it was the last death nail to battleships as a whole. And of course the end of the era of the Giants. The last warship ever for the British Navy. The Vanguard. And of course also gives you some crazy ideas of turning battleships into kind of hybrid aircraft carriers, which actually was done. The Japanese did do it with the battleship Ice, and there was another one too. And of course there's the New Jersey firing her fucking guns. And of course when you get to the last, like here it says here, the battleship was in its day the most complex mobile structure in its existence, and it pushed technology to the limits. But it was also a product of the societies which sponsored it, and was a reflection of all the factors which made up these societies. So, as you read that final little note and get done, you really think to yourself, damn, we as a society were really fucked. Because the only reason why a lot of these battleships even were built to begin with was to fucking destroy and kill the enemy. So yes, even though us model makers and shit really do enjoy building and researching a lot of these ships, like these beautiful ladies here, but them along with these others in this book were built for fucking destruction. And Anthony Preston reminds you of that sort when you read this book. And in the end, it's a very nostalgic look at probably one of the greatest types of vessels ever built, other than the great passenger liners. I love passenger liners, but battleships are amazing too. And if you really do love battleships, definitely give this book a look at it. It's amazing. It's a well written, well researched, and the illustrations and the pictures in here, fucking fantastic. I give it 5 out of 5. 2 big fucking thumbs up. Great book to have if you like I said, love battleships. So there you go, guys. That's my review of the book Battleships 1856 to 1977 by Anthony Preston, illustrated by John Batchelor. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back with you. And if you're new to the channel, like shit I fucking do, leave in the comment section below and I'll get back with you. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, like shit I do, fucking subscribe. So until next time around, this is Commodore Urban, saying that smooth seas and clear skies and happy sailing with all of you. God bless you all. Take care. Stay safe. Be yourselves. Jesus and the good Lord love y'all very much. And until next time, I'll catch you in a warm trade one way anyone knows. Let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. And in January, Trump's going to be our president, baby. So, ready or not, America's coming back. And God bless all y'all.